Welcome to Inner Truth Recovery, where we connect to the truth of who we are. My name is Jamie,
Jessica?
and we are both women in recovery and leaders of a free sharing circle under the Unstoppable Dream for Women in Recovery. Our sharing circles are Wednesdays. They are completely free to join. They're Wednesdays from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and you can catch the link below. Through this weekly circle, we hold space for healing, for connection, and for rediscovery. And on this channel, we blend inspiration and reflection with oracle cards. So we pull an oracle card on the spot. Today's card is going to be pulled from Sacred Spirit reading cards. Yep. And then we're going to explore the meaning of the card and share how it resonates with us on our recovery journeys. So we hope you subscribe to this channel so you can follow along with us, comment. We'd love to hear from you and how the card's resonating with you. And then again, of course, if you want to join us in our free sharing circle, that is every Wednesday, you'll find more details in the intake form to fill out down below. So I did shuffle. I already pulled the card, Jess, and it's spirit messages.
Ooh,
Yeah, really pretty.
pretty
Okay.
card too.
I haven't pulled this up, so let's kind of see what it says. These are a little bit longer, so I might just gonna read a little message for today. All right. Right now, you have spirit guiding you. There are many messages around you that are waiting to be acknowledged. Pay attention to specific encounters, as these special meanings will bring confirmation from the spirit realm. Know that right now you are being visited by past loved ones. They are asking you to be observant of the signs they are sending you on a daily basis. Be aware of these moments as your mind wanders to nostalgic memories from the past. You may be visited by loved ones while you are lucid dreaming. Keep a handy journal next to your sleeping space so you can record these moments immediately. Acknowledge these signs and communication with love and gratitude, as it takes a great deal of energy for these special encounters. The hum of the hummingbird inspires magic and joy to those that witness these joyful encounters. If you witness the flight of the hummingbird, know that luck and positivity is on its way. Um, One thing it says here too about the hummingbird is their healing hum encourages you to open your heart to receive love in your life. Another thing it says too that I think is really important is be willing to step back and see things differently in order to take in the sweetness of life. In order to take in the sweetness of life is all a part of the hummingbird's blessing.
Mm.
Step back and see things differently. Okay. I feel like what's coming to mind just as I was reading this is just how many synchronicities are going on right now when you're really paying attention
Yeah.
to things. I don't know if you've noticed this at all, but like I'll be thinking about something and I'll have a friend literally think of it and then she'll text me. Um, I don't know. And it's like sometimes we don't pay attention to those things.
Yeah.
But other times I'm like, wow, like this, I feel like it means that I'm really like in alignment with what I'm supposed to be doing, with where I'm going, and yeah, and all that. I don't know if you've noticed that at all, but I feel like it's so important to pay attention to those things because if we're not paying attention, we're going to miss the messages that like our loved ones might be bringing us, you
Mhm.
know? Yeah, that's immediately what I thought of.
Yeah, and I feel like this even was like almost like a continuation of our conversation last night,
Yeah.
right? Like just that ability to receive the sweetness.
Yeah.
Um, and yesterday it felt like we said, was it yesterday? It's like this is a very serendipitous day. I was like yesterday or the day before, but it was
Mhm.
like our messages kept being 111 or 222 or
Yes.
like just not even on purpose, like little kind of like winks from the universe is and I agree. And what came up for me is I was thinking about just like the ability to receive and take in the sweetness, I was reading this book the other day saying like your higher self is always trying to bring in good stuff to you, like it always is. It's a matter of like us allowing it into our field, right?
Yeah.
And the hummingbird, like travels all over and like remembers which flowers are the sweetest, and it comes back to just the sweetest flowers that have the exact like
Yep.
sweetness it wants. And so to me, that's like a message also, right? Is like
Yes.
it remembers where it gets its resource from. It like it has that like memory of like, where can I get my sweetness, where can I like receive that yummy nurturance and stuff. And I feel like this is a perfect a perfect thing, because it comes
Yeah.
down to that like slowness and, like you said,
Yeah.
spaciousness to be able to stop and notice. Because it's not like we get in alignment and all of a sudden these things are happening necessarily. I mean, they're probably always happening, but we just
Yeah.
can't see them, right? And the fact
Right.
that we are in that alignment, we do have the capacity, the sight to like notice, those winks from the universe, or God winks, or whatever you want to call them,
Yes.
synchronicities, things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And what was something else it said about where did I see it? Something about opening up to possibility or something like that. I might be making this up. It says observe limitations. So one of the things I think of with that is, so let's talk about the opposite, right? Like observing limitations, but it's like opening yourself up to possibilities. I think that's where I was going with this, right? So, and I feel like I've really been tuning into that energy as of late. Oh, because I'm looking for a new job, I'm doing a bunch of things, and I'm really keeping myself open to the different possibilities, right? And just seeing like what kind of comes in and like moving with that. And that feels really good right now too. That's, that receiving energy. Like, are you receiving things without making it mean something,
Yeah.
right? Um, because so many times something comes in and we're like automatically like judging it. What
Yes.
does it mean? Is this going to work long term? And blah blah blah. And instead of doing that, because I'm very much like that. Like, I mean, I would go on a date and then be like, oh, wait, this person just said this. I don't know if I can marry them. And I'm like, wait, marry them? It's a date. Like, it's a first date. I just met him on a dating app or something, right? Like, it's like, where is my mind going with all this like future tripping, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so instead, it's trying to just really allow things to come in and then be really present with them. Because I'll notice, because I think I limit myself when I'm not doing that because
Oh yeah.
I'm tapping into subconscious. Like, I'll notice it with jobs too. I'm almost like, I feel like I'm limiting myself and actually getting a new job because I'm like already scared of the job when someone is calling and I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. Like, what if I have to work on Fridays at this time? And I'm like, wait a minute. It's just an interview right now. It like just came in. Why am I
Mm.
thinking and worried about what's going to happen in 6 months?
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Oh my God, it makes total sense. I resonate with everything you just said. Like I could say ditto, like exclamation mark.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's like, I don't know, it's like comes back to that kind of like really trust. Cause I have the same exact thing. It's like, well, what
Yes.
about all this stuff I've got going on? Like, will it interfere with that? And it's like, I don't
Yes.
know if it's like the way our brains are wired or what, but
Yeah.
I'm a planner, right? Like I look
Yeah.
to and so I'm wired that way. So it is practice for me to be in the present moment and just
Yes.
be open to that possibility. Cause I feel the same way when I'm constantly tightly planning my future or even trying to feel into it. I think I unconsciously limit myself because
Yeah.
I don't have that wide eagle vision to just let whatever come in. And so it's like an internal rearrangement that has to happen in just each moment we drop into, I feel like, right? Like retraining
Exactly.
mind, if you will, or the body or whatever it is.
Yeah. I'll notice that comes in right away. Like it just happened, actually. I got a text message and I was already like, oh, I don't know about this job. What's gonna, and I'm like, nothing even happened yet. It was just a text message. Like, I'm not even open to receiving this right now. I can feel myself limiting myself from it because here's the thing. It's like I could go on an interview and I could still say no and be like, no, I actually don't want that. Why
Right.
am I doubting myself there too, right? It's like I'm so limiting myself. So no wonder things aren't coming in because I'm kind of shutting them down without being open. And I am finding way more expansiveness when I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. I just got to check. Yeah, oh, I can hop on a call later today. Like nothing's happening. I'm just getting on a call with someone. It's just interesting how I'm already like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to do this, right? Like I was talking with a client earlier too, and I was, encouraging her to get into that curiosity over judgment because so often our brain wants to label like we were just doing this last night, remember? We're like, oh, I bet this is happening because this happened and da-da. And I was like, wait, we don't even know. Like we're probably so wrong right now. We're speculating.
Yes, we were.
Like, and then therefore we
Yeah.
limit because our brain is like, well, I know why this person did this. It's this because of this and this and this. So really, I just limited not only like my own thinking about that person, now I limited that whole person too.
Yeah.
And I threw that energy out there.
Mm, that's so true. Yes. Yes. I was listening to this astrology podcast earlier, and she was talking about how we're like in this time of having new experience, like experiences we've never had before, like personally, as a collective, as a planet, and that can be exciting and exhilarated, but also terrifying, right? Because we're
Yeah.
so used to looking to the past to like navigate our future, right? It's like, well, this is how it's
Mhm.
been done, and this is, and so, but like we're in that place of just this. We've never seen this before. This has never happened before, and so
Right.
we're just and I think that that's like we're feeling that energy of like, well, wait a minute, like I'm having to stay completely open and receptive because I'm calling in an experience I've never had before. So I will automatically limit it because I've never experienced it. So my experience in itself is limiting. Does that
Yes,
make sense?
that's it. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. And we can only like kind of future trip off of our current experiences that we've had too. So it's like we really don't know, right? It's like we're going to totally judge it from that place. But that is a good point because I think in the world right now we're really seeing that divide, right? And it's like, "Oh my God, this is happening. Yeah, this is good." Or, "Oh my God, this is so bad." And that limits the possibilities too, right? That's limiting everything. So it's
Yeah.
really, I think now more than ever is a time to really turn internal, right? Like go inward and curiosity over judgment. Because if we're constantly judging everything that we're hearing right now, we're going to be really struggling and fighting with life. And that's going to just hurt our nervous systems even more, put us into anxiety, depression, whatever, right? We're going to be struggling with what is. And now it's just like, okay, all right, this was a decision that was made. All right, let me just breathe that up and give it back, right? Okay, someone just texted me. All right, I don't like the way this guy chews his food. Doesn't mean anything, right? Like we're just open to possibility. It's a practice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And another thing she had talked about was like that having that openness, you allow space for other people to transform, right? And like because it's like we assume, oh well, this person's bad, so everything they're gonna do is bad. And it's like, well, again, we're limiting them, right? It's like maybe they could be brand new, maybe they could do
Yeah.
something they've never done before, maybe they could surprise us. And so it's like,
Mhm.
especially I find this like it's very thought provoking for me because I'm in the transformation, right? Like I do transformation for a living. And so it's like how interesting how I can often through judgment and constriction limit people and like in their capacity to transform and heal and grow, right?
Yes.
Like based on their past actions. And it's like, well, maybe they could surprise us. Maybe they could do
Yes.
something different. Maybe they have the capacity to heal and transform just like I do, just like the women
Yeah.
in our circle do. So I feel like it's like really coming back to that space of like openness and love and compassion and
Hmm.
trust. Like we can experience something brand new, and our past doesn't always have to define what the future is.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the message is because I'm always like, all right, so how do people tune into this, right? Because it can be really challenging. And just curiosity over judgment, I think is a good space to lean into right now. You
I
know,
agree.
you don't have to make any decisions or it doesn't have to mean anything, right? And it's just allowing that space for yourself.
Definitely. Well, and like we say in constellations all the time, it's like, there's no good or bad, like it all belongs, right? It all
Yeah.
belongs. And I feel like that's just such a good practice for life in general because it's true.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't, we don't know what's good and bad because we're not God, right? Like we're not source.
Yeah.
Source can use anything for anything, right? Like it's
Right.
limitless, it's infinite. And so, like, yeah, it's just like it all belongs. It all
Yes.
belongs because it is. It is, so it belongs, right? And so
Yes.
just really having that space of receptivity and flow. Nothing stays the same, everything changes, right? If you
Yep.
don't like what's going on, it'll change. If you love what's going on, it'll change.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So just allowing it to be, allowing it to be. Um, and I was just
And
looking,
remembering those sweet spots, like the
yeah,
hummingbird, right? Like remembering
yes,
those places you can go to get resource, go to get your cup filled, like go to have that connection and that space, right? Like we
yes.
need those like we need those in this times of transformation and change.
Yes, exactly. Because we have no idea what's going to happen in the future.
Right.
None of it, we never do, really, right? I mean, obviously, but it
Right.
says something here too, um, about the hummingbird. Its simplicity and seemingly effortless glide across flower gardens reminds us to take things slowly.
Mm,
And that's kind of like it doesn't have to
love that.
mean anything, right? Like I kind of go back to that because I know for me, when I'm future tripping, it feels like things are happening so fast, but then I'm like, wait, but nothing happened. That's just in my mind. I got this job and in 6 months it's going to be crazy busy.
Yes.
Like they literally, I just got a text message. It could even be a scam, you know? Maybe I should just take things slow and like text the person back. So like we kind of do it to ourselves. Like suddenly I'm like 6 months down the road and I am like slammed. I can't even believe how busy I am.
Yes.
Future tripping anyone? All right. Awesome. Anything else, Jess?
I'm good. I feel complete. This is fun.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much for listening. And yeah, remember to join us in Circle too. We'd love to see you and comment. We'd love to hear from you as well. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next time.